Hey everybody, it's Jack and Dan.
Alright, so we just did a video on finishing up Gamora's tank and doing this whole Guardians of the Galaxy theme. And that was totally neat, totally fun project, wasn't it, man?
Yep.
Now we got all the tanks done on this stand and everything. It's really cool. But for about 6 weeks, we've been kind of harboring this dad Galaxy Pleco. So we're going to turn this around. We're going to show you what's been going on down here with these babies, huh? Alright, so everybody's doing totally awesome over here. Wade's tank's doing awesome. Gamora's tank's doing awesome. Mary Bromfield's. Look at her, she's up and at 'em there, huh? She's got her. She's one of her little auto-sinkless buddies in the back, keeping the tank clean for her. She's swimming around the little house. Down here is our princess tank. And when our big Angelfish tank that we had these Galaxy Plecos in leaked, we kind of had to hurry up and figure something out. And we knew that the father Galaxy Pleco was in that tube with eggs. So I had that little nursery thing, which we're going to show you guys in a minute, that I put over it. But I actually put that over the tank before we knew it had a leak. And then a few days later it leaked. And so basically what I did is I just picked the whole tube up, put it in here, put it up underneath here, and stuck it in here. We didn't have a heater in here, but I put a heater in here for a few hours before that to make sure they're around the same temperatures, because the tank was leaking and we had to get it out, you know. We certainly couldn't take it out and put it in a thermos with the other Angelfish and stuff. So basically, Gamora was in here, so we finished her tank. And when we took her out, the dad finally let the babies out. Plus, it was just kind of like the right time anyway, because they were big enough. So then he let them out. So we took him and the tube, the log, the cave that he was in, and we put them back in the other tank. So we'll show you that in a minute. But there are about a half dozen of them. Now, again, this was their first spawn ever. I'm going to bring this along here. Quite a few of them usually hang out behind the heater here, and you can see them. Try to get real close here. You can see them back in there. See that guy? You can see that they have the black and white on them, but of course they're so small it doesn't really look like dots yet. They just kind of look like white and black. There's quite a few around that suction cup. Now you can see them moving around. About 3 or 4 are there. And then they hung out there for the first couple days, and then they started kind of venturing out. And a couple of them were like up in these palm trees, like hiding out in there. So there may be some still in there. And then some of them went into the cast. You can see all these nearite snails in here. But then the other couple are right over here. You can see there's about 2 or 3 in that corner too. They do like to go to the corners because they're black and they feel like they're hiding. So you can see there. Let's see if I can get a better shot here without moving the camera too much. This is their bellies, obviously, because they're kind of facing. Oh, there we go. There's a good close-up. They kind of go to the top, and they just kind of ride down the glass like other Plecos do. You see they're pretty big already. Would you say they're almost a centimeter? Maybe about a centimeter?
Yeah, it's a bit more.
Oh, there's the one. He's turning his back toward us a little bit. You can start to see the white and black on him. It's super zoomed in because they're so small. There he goes, see? I think there's 2 there. Oh, there goes the other one. See, let's see, and then they kind of slide down. So eating some stuff off the glass. We put some algae wafers in there. I think a couple went in here too. A couple went in there. Now this is just an old broken castle. This is facing the back, so nobody really notices it, but that's like a little, we made a little sponge filter that went inside of that castle, and it just bubbles out. It does a really good job. I mean, look how clean this tank is. Crystal clear, like all the way through. And that cool? And those pothos roots obviously go in there and help, and there are gonna be more of those reproducing down. Those come all the way from the top, all the way from Wade's tank. And those initiated all from your well, initially we put it on the top here, but then they overgrew here, and then we trimmed them and put them on your tank, and now your tank's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh wow, look, the focus just lit you up all of a sudden.
Oh.
So, yeah, but your pothos are crazy. So we're gonna be doing a follow up in there. But anyway, that's what they look like, guys. Cute little guys. So it's probably somewhere around 6 or 7 or 8. We're not exactly sure, but we're happy any survived, seeing as we have to move them and everything. So let's go over that one. You can see that one pretty good there. Aren't they something? Yeah, but you can see, I mean, they're just the size of my nail there. They're getting a little bigger already. So probably put a little piece of zucchini in here. Maybe try to coax them out. Get them to come out and sit on the chair. Right? Well, look at that. There's little horned near-rights up under the umbrella. Look at that dude. Got a couple little horned ones in there too. That's kind of neat. So maybe they'll come up. And some of these near-rights are dead. And I think some of the babies like went in their shell too. So there may be more in here than we think. We're not exactly sure, but as they grow and feed them, will come out. We'll do another follow-up on them when we show them feeding and stuff. But let's go show you the big tank and the dad back in there and everything. Just real quick on the way over to that tank, I'll show you guys Jack's real quick. Out of control. The Plecos is out of control. It's crawling on the wall. It's going down behind the dressers. It's actually going out to the window over there. Look at that. We're going to be doing a follow-up on these bridge tanks soon and trimming all this and talking about all that too. All right, so here's the Angelfish tank. I was trying to say, here's the Angelfish tank, and all these guys went over there as soon as they saw you. Look at them all over here. They're like, Jack's got our food. Look at you guys. What's up? These guys are doing fantastic. Totally awesome. But anyway, this is about a couple weeks after we did get this all set up, and it's been doing fantastic. And so there is the other male. That is not the dad. The dad is the bigger one. But that's the other male, we believe. And then I think the dad was in this vase. He sometimes goes in there. He might be in there. I think he might be in there. And I think the female's in there too. Let me come around the side here. I just saw her. Well, sometimes she goes in here too. Well, anyway, there's the other male. I don't see him in the logs. So I think this guy's hanging out, and I think they're both inside of the stump there, the tree. There's the big whiptail, big Farlowella. He's just doing fantastic in this tank. Look at that tail starting to grow, that line. Anyway, they're in there. I think they're pretty much in the... Oh, I do see some tail action in there, yep. There you go, he's in there. So I think the mom and dad are in there. Now, they may end up laying eggs in there or something, but we'll see if they end up going into, like another cave or something. And again, in which case, then we got this guy. So show us this guy, man. So this is this little makeshift nursery, right?
Put here so the water flow goes through these mason jar lids, and I have it on place, and then this is the feeding silo, if you will.
Yeah. So basically, I found this guy in the cave. You were at school. I was working. And I'm like, I got to figure something out. So I threw this together basically in between two calls. And these are sprouting lid jars, which we had a bunch of. So I drilled some holes. And you can see the hole I drilled there, right? Actually, like there. Drilled some holes at a little doorknob thing. There's a big one. And then there. And then threw all this together and siliconed it. So the theory is, show how you would set it down in there just on the outside. But so the theory is, if they're in a cave, yep, you just set it right down on a cave. And show over here on the side how it would be. So if he goes in there and has babies again, we would just lower it down in, stick it down into the gravel and cover it up. So the nice part is we got a feeding tube, so we could drop a little pellet down there for the dad or something. Which a lot of times they're not even going to eat anyway when they're having the babies. But
it's nice to try to give them something.
Sometimes they'll come out at night, because I noticed if I put a pellet in at night, he would eat it,
Yeah,
and then we get a little cross flow action, because the water's going to kind of suck into here, and then get sucked out the bottom through the undergravel filter. So that's the theory, is if this happens again, we'll kind of be ready, and we'll have this little nursery thing to protect them. And then honestly, once they get big enough, we could just leave them in there. We could let the dad out, and then once they get big enough, we could just lift it up. That's the other thing we could do, is not even take them out. You could see the mom There's the mom's tail right there. We'll see if it lets me focus on her. She's in the back. There she is. She's really black and white. Like, these guys are black and white, the dads, but she's really, really black and white. They're just shy right now. So anyway, between that little nursery thing and having these other tanks, if they do this again, we'll hopefully be able to isolate the babies. But also, some of these guys are starting to portray or act like some breeding activity. Actually, a pair of them, when all of this went down, did lay eggs on one of these poles. But this big, huge guy who used to be in here, this big albino Pleco, basically just came right along, and I didn't see her doing it until she was almost done. She come right along up here to the tube and just was like, murp, 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 just eating them right up the row. She was just going right up the line like, nom, nom, nom. And the mom and dad were like all frustrated, like, what are you doing? But she's huge. And, you know, big Plecos like that just have like armor on them. So they couldn't do anything with her. They were like kind of trying to bite her. She was like, whatever, I'm eating your eggs. So I come right in the last couple bites, and I was like, well, that stinks. So we took her out of there. We put her back into the 220, and we're going to be doing some stuff on there now that we got some of these other projects done, you know, and she's been getting along with those guys good and helping to clean that tank. And this tank doesn't really need it because we got the Farlowello and we got all these Galaxies, so we don't need her in here anymore. And to, you know, help clean, because this guy actually does a pretty good job and actually does clean the glass a little bit too. Not that often, but at night you'll see him up on the glass and on the sides and cleaning like the vases and stuff. So anyway, that's what's going on there, and we'll see if we get more babies. So anyway, that's the deal, guys. So the silver lining of this whole rigmarole with this leaky tank was we did save those babies. Unfortunately, the angelfish eggs got eaten. But now that they're over the trauma of being in the thermos and back in here, maybe they'll start to lay eggs again. If they do, we are going to set up another hospital tank. We've got like a little 15-gallon deal that we're going to be resealing, kind of have a backup over there on the other side of the house. So we're going to set up like some hospital tanks and some nurseries because obviously, you know, these blue avatar angels are beautiful, and if they're going to have babies, we want to be able to kind of like have a place to put them. The other thing we noticed is a couple of them acting like they might lay them right on the bamboo. They were kind of looking at it and stuff. So if they lay them on the bamboo, that'd be easy because just take the bamboo out, stick it right in the other tank with the adults, and then once they're born and get going good, put the adults back in here. But Connor from over at Best in Pets, we've met Connor in a lot of videos. We've gone to Best in Pets in a lot of videos. He totally wants these Galaxy babies. He's like, I want them. And he also wants some of these avatars. So what we might do is, as these guys grow and if they continue to breed, we're going to take some of these males out of here probably, right?
Yeah.
So we'll probably take these up to him, and then he'll be able to sell them to somebody who wants them, you know, or maybe even some pairs. We'll take some pairs and just kind of thin this out a little bit, and, you know, so there's not so many as they get bigger. But, yeah, I mean, cool part is we've got the Galaxy babies. Hopefully we'll start having some angelfish babies. This tank's back together. Those tanks are all done. So now we're going to start to focus on this 220 right here, and then maybe change some things around with your bridge tanks and some other stuff this winter. So anyway, guys, just wanted to give you the update. Those guys are super cute. Like, baby Plecos are cute as all get out anyway. I mean, we think. Yeah. You know, a lot of people think all baby fish are cute. I mean, babies of anything are cute. There's nothing in a baby form in nature that isn't cute. But baby Plecos are like the cutest little wavy little guys, aren't they?
I think baby pandas are number one.
Baby pandas are pretty cool. Baby Galaxy Plecos are second, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Next to pandas. Yeah, anything with like the black and white, like it's just so neat, man. But anyway, guys, thanks a lot. Subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss the follow-ups and everything coming up. And we're going to be adding more stuff to this tank and everything too, and some new designs and everything as well. So we'll see you next time, guys. Take care.
Bye-bye.
There you go. You're going to go back in that cave, make some more babies? Go ahead in there. There you go. Yeah. All right. Look at that. You heard us talking.